Our population hasn't changed very much, but our prison population has just exploded. It went from being kind of a minor item in the state budget to actually being a bigger destination for tax dollars than the university system is. I feel ashamed every time to have to say it, but we have the highest rate of incarceration for African American men of anybody. Anybody in the country, and frankly anybody in the world.
When we start looking at where we are as communities, where we are as a society, we need to recognize that we have made some serious mistakes that we have to go back and fix. Elements there is the need for judges to understand addiction, for all program operators to understand that relapse is part of recovery.
A drug addict and alcoholic needs to hit a bottom, you know, and I wasn't there yet. I wasn't there. I got into the treatment court and I was still using. And what drug court did for me was help me to hit a bottom. And you know, because I wasn't getting there on my own. I didn't experience any consequences, you know, when I was out there using, and you know, when I got involved in treatment court, they brought the consequences on me because I was stubborn.
1989 was the first time I stepped through the doors at Dodge Correctional Institution. And unbeknownst to me, I would make that trip 4 more times. And that's because the last time I made that trip to prison, the social workers pulled me to the side and she said, "You need to find out what keeps tripping you up, why you keep coming back to prison." And I realized at that point that it was drugs and alcohol, but what was causing me to use drugs and alcohol, it was rejection and hurt and all different type of things that happened during my childhood. So I had to face those things in order for me to be able to move on with my life. And so I was released from prison in September of 2007, and I really haven't looked back. That's because I got the treatment that I needed, but the first 4 times I went to prison, I couldn't get treatment because I wasn't there long enough. So I truly believe in treatment alternative diversion because most of the time, people that go to prison for 2 years, 3 years, the waiting list is so long, you'll never get treatment. So what do? They kick us back out on the street with the same issues we had before we got there, and what happens? The vicious cycle continues.
We're all God's children. If we want our sons and daughters to be taken care of, God wants, of course, all of us to be taken care of. Right? He sees each of us as precious. Every single one of us is precious. We have inherent dignity. Everyone has inherent dignity, right?